Is it possible to change your stars? Many people may disagree with this, but in the case of Oprah Winfrey, she certainly was able to achieve this goal. The whole point of being alive is to evolve into a complete person that you were intended to be. That's a quote from Oprah. This definitely resonates with many people from all walks of life, and her ability to appeal to many people is part of her charm. And it pretty much sums up her life. Against the odds, Oprah was able to achieve success while helping others along the way. She came from humble beginnings and worked towards breaking gender and racial barriers and influencing to better the lives of others. Oprah was born in poverty in rural Mississippi to a teen unwed mother. She often felt unwanted and unloved, and she lived between her grandmother's house and her mother's house. When she was with her grandmother was pretty strict. And on one occasion, she ended up whipping Oprah for retrieving water from a well, and she accidentally got her fingers in the water. She whipped her so hard, in fact, that she had many welts and was bleeding on her Sunday dress. Then her grandma whipped her again for bleeding on her dress. Oprah's grandmother, however, was not always bad. She did teach Oprah how to read at a young age before she turned 3. She would impress her family members by reciting Bible verses, and because of the positive feedback that she so rarely got, she began speaking in front of her congregation, and this led her to her career choices in her life. She ended up moving in with her mother in Milwaukee when she was 6 years old. Her mother was a maid and worked very long hours, and Oprah was left neglected a lot of the time. So at the age of 9, her 19-year-old cousin started babysitting her. This sounds like a good thing, but it ended up being very bad for Oprah because her cousin started to sexually abuse her as well as other family members and also her mother's boyfriend. Because of this, at the age of 13, she ran away from home. At 14, she became pregnant and had a premature baby who died in infancy. After this happened, she moved in with her father in Tennessee. Her father taught her to be the best person she can be, and that education was a priority. This turned Oprah's life around. She became an honor student in high school, class president, enrolled in drama and public speaking classes, and she even landed a job at a local radio station. In college, and she won a full scholarship to Tennessee State University for winning a public speaking contest. In college, she was the first black woman anchor for the local Nashville news. After college, she moved to Baltimore, Maryland, and was a news anchor for WJZ News for a year, from 1976 to 1977. She was later fired, but then hired to host a morning show called People Are Talking with Richard Sheen, and that ran from 1978 to 1981. A local critic, Bill Carter, said that Oprah handled the unfortunate assignment with unusual grace, given this tacky little gimmick as much class as possible. Not particularly flattering for the show, but flattering for Oprah. She got the attention of a television station in Chicago, and in 1983, she moved there and started a new show called AM Chicago, in the same time slot as the high-ranking Phil Donahue show. By 6 months, she outranked Phil Donahue, which is a feat that had never been accomplished in the 20 years that he was on the air. In 1985, AM Chicago was renamed the Oprah Winfrey Show and became the highest ranked talk show in history. Oprah had the ability to connect with the audience like no one else before her had. She was very vulnerable. She was very open about her personal struggles with weight loss and the abuse that she endured as a child. This really deepened the connection between her and her audience, and this was unique for the time. It was also unique because instead of scandalous guests and topics, Oprah had credible guests, self-improvement topics, mindfulness, and introduced literature and spirituality. In 1994, she won the National Women's Hall of Fame Award. Her TV show won 16 Daytime Emmys for the Best Talk Show and Talk Show Host. In 1999, she won the Lifetime Achievement Award. In 2003, she became the first African American female billionaire. With all her success, Oprah never forgets her struggles that she endured as a child, and she pays it forward. She has charitable projects, and she helps others in her field. A couple of names would be Rachel Ray, Dr. Phil, and Dr. Oz. She also helped promote unknown authors with her Oprah's Book Club, which propelled many of those authors into fame. She was ranked one of the 50 most generous Americans. In 1997, she opened the Foundation of Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, which houses girls in grades 8 through 12, and this is all because of her difficult childhood. Oprah also has spoken openly about her sexual abuse as a child, and in 1993, she brought awareness to the National Protection Act, which was signed into law by President Clinton. Oprah is a pretty amazing person, and I'm glad I got to research her. I hope you guys found her life as interesting as I did.
Yay.